Hello, everybody, once
Hey.
again. Thanks for joining us for the K&B Music Den. I'm Keith.
I'm Brad.
And we are here with yet another
How does this keep happening?
album review. I tell you, 2022, I'm loving this.
Yeah,
Lots
absolutely.
of great new releases. Like we said before, a great time to start the channel. Just happened to work out that way. But now, this is a gentleman you may not be familiar with, but I implore you to take a listen to what we have to say and check this guy out because he's fantastic. And we'll get into the specifics about his brand new album that just came out called Sundays. But the guy, his name is Andrew Combs. Okay, he's a singer-songwriter. And let me give you a little bit of background on him and how I got into him, and then I think I got you into him. There's a club near us in Lancaster, Pennsylvania called Tellus 360. Fantastic venue if you're near the area to check out some great bands, local bands, touring bands from the, the national and all that.
All over, yep.
They really do a great job booking acts. And you were there too at that show.
I was at that show, absolutely.
I remember that,
Yep.
we were there to see Langhorne
Slim.
Yeah, who I'm sure we'll get to at some point when he puts something out. Langhorne Slim, fantastic. If you don't know him, check him out. And we were there to see Langhorne, but posted on Langhorne Slim's website was opening act Andrew Combs. So I always like to kind of check out before I go, hey, what's this guy sound like? Do I want to make sure I get there early? Which I typically do. I like to give new acts a chance. Had pretty much had never heard of the guy. Maybe heard of his name, but I don't even think I had.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I don't think I did. And checked out his music on his website. I was blown away. And we saw him, and we're standing there and just captivated by his voice, his songs. And to be honest, the Langhorne crowd was not really... I mean, they were kind of ignoring him in a way, which I was like, do you people hear what I hear? Are you crazy? You know how it is when you're there to see a certain band, and sometimes you just, this is when I'll talk to my friends.
Well, that was a good go get your beer, talk to your friends.
Yeah, and I get that, it's the opener is, has that plight sometimes.
Yeah.
But because he was just kind of there, and don't get me wrong, there were lots of people that were into it, but he was very approachable. He sat next to his merch after his set, so we went right on up, met him, super nice guy, talked to him, and I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I said to him,
oh, I remember.
Yeah, I said, I said, Andrew, I'm sure you know who Ryan Adams is. He's like, oh, yeah. I said, Josh Rouse. He's like, yeah. I was like, you're in that group, my friend. And he was kind of like, wow, thank you, And he is. I mean, he is, maybe not as well known, especially in the States. I feel like he has more of a following overseas from what I see. But this guy is the real deal. And I was so excited for this album to come out. His style was, in the beginning was kind of an alt-country, indie, folk, Americana kind of vibe. Yeah. And then his album before this, called Ideal Man, was a bit more poppy, and I enjoyed it. But the songs didn't stick with me as much as maybe his previous stuff, but a solid effort, and I appreciated that he was, not just retreading the same sound. So then we get to Sundays. But first, let me just real quick show you some of the physical copies I have of him. So there is, these ended up getting out of order. There's an EP called Tennessee Time. And ladies, you'll probably notice he's easy on the eyes too. Although I believe he is married.
Oh, well, that ruins that.
You're looking at me like...
You're not supposed to tell him that.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah. And this one's called Worried Man. Okay. I'll block his face, who cares about him. This one is called All These Dreams. Ooh.
That's a fantastic
Yeah, that's a really, really good one.
Yep.
Top-notch Combs there.
Oh, that is.
Canyons of My Mind, I really enjoyed
so good, too.
Yeah, great cover, too. I'll cover his face again.
He's going to get a chance to fix the hair.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
And Ideal Man, I only have digitally, unfortunately. And a lot of people, hardly anyone has this. This is a limited 7-inch single of his song Emily. It's a nice little painting kind of portrait drawing of him. And then the B-side was Steelism. I believe they're an instrumental surf style band. I think they're on the same label, I guess, because they did like a
split
single together, split single. But anyway, that's my collection. So I'm always interested, especially when it's an artist that I've kind of steered him towards. I always like to put him on the hot seat first. The album Sundays by Andrew Combs. What are your thoughts, Brad?
This was a very unique album. I would say I didn't expect the sounds I was getting on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Was that fair?
Fair.
One of the things I wrote down, I know it's a very weird way to put it, is it reminds me of like a Fabergé egg, this album. Because it's so ornate and so detailed and so beautiful, but it's so fragile. And that's how I felt this album felt. Like I felt like sometimes I shouldn't breathe too hard when I was listening to it. Because it's just so, like it's just held together by a string. Does it make sense?
Not only does it make sense, I feel like anything I have to say now is pointless. Because that is a perfect.
Yeah. To me, it was just
explanation.
Every single album, every single instrument on this album is just laid in delicately into place.
Yes.
It sounds played so.
And there's nothing that shouldn't be there. It's just what every song needs to perfection.
It fits that quote I heard, and I'm sure you've heard it too, where they asked Prince, how do you know if a certain track belongs on that album, like instrument, I should say.
Yeah,
And he said you should be able to play that instrument alone with the vocal, and if it doesn't sound bad, it belongs.
Yes.
And that's what this album was to me. It just, there was just laid out instrumentation, just really fragile vocals, and it just, you felt like you were just laying in a dark space with an album. That's
even the cover of the album.
Oh my gosh, it fit. That album cover fits what the sound is to me.
And I thought it was kind of interesting because Ryan Adams has Wednesdays and he has Sundays. We're covering our whole week here.
So what do you think? Because I know this is someone that you're really big on.
I'm going to come out and say it. I think this is his best album yet.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's his best album yet. Okay. And it's All These Dreams is a very... it's kind of toggling for 1A and 1B for me right now. And again, the hard thing is I've only listened to this a few times because it's only been out a couple of days. 3, I guess.
Yeah.
But you said so much about the music that I wanted to touch upon. But can we talk about this man's voice?
Jeez.
Oh my goodness!
And how do you? And again, I'm not a singer or vocalist. Just fragility in his voice, where it just sounds like it's just. Oh man! I'm glad I wasn't in the studio when this was being recorded because
you would have been a mess.
Oh, it was just so.
You wouldn't want to
the pin drop. A pin could have ruined that whole thing. It was just. Yeah.
Dude, his delivery sounds like he's singing, like you said, only to you, first of all. And this guy has the most effortless, what I call finessed falsetto in the business right now. Period.
Okay. That's what that vibrato is that I'm hearing. I wasn't sure what you call that.
No, the falsetto is when you sing in a normal voice.
Okay.
Like, the falsetto is that high voice that you switch to. Yeah. That the falsetto is the high, and he switches seamlessly, effortlessly. And so, like you said, delicate is a perfect word.
Yeah.
Perfect word. The Fabergé egg album, folks.
That's what it is, honestly.
I'm telling you.
That's what it is, honestly.
This guy nailed it. You don't even need me. It's the B music then now. Goodbye.
Yeah. But honestly, that's what it felt like. It felt like it was so beautiful and wonderful, but
so right.
I don't want to touch this album too hard. It's It could break. It's...
Yeah, and dude, and some of the jazzy horn parts throughout this album.
And I put that in mind too. The horns take a they're highlighted so well.
Do you know what it kind of reminded me of a little bit?
What's that?
Some of the parts where the horns came in. Black Star by David Bowie, that final album he made.
Oh, okay.
Not that it's the same style music, but just those tasteful horns.
So they were just placed gently in the right spots. Yeah.
Yeah, man, really cool. Yep. Now, this album is a very rare occasion where there's someone that I've really loved for years and years, where if someone said, hey, I've never heard this guy, what album should I start with? I'd start with this new one.
You would? I would not.
All These Dreams?
Well, yeah, I would, because All These Dreams to me is just more user-friendly. This one is so good. Yeah. But it does, you feel like you got to spend some time with it. Like, you can't...
I could see your point that
you
maybe
don't
this should
put
be
this
the
in and go,
second
wow,
one.
this is just, I'm in love. This one's, like I said, you're almost, for me, I was nervous with it at first. I was like, man, this is so
don't
gentle.
turn it up too loud.
So gentle. Yeah. This is one I'm going to listen to a lot, and I will love. Oh, this will be in the top 1 or 2.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's going to take me more listens than all the Dreams, because that one is just, comes right out. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I know, I see what you mean. I mean, you have a good argument for maybe go to All These Dreams, and maybe even then Canyons of My Mind, and then hit this one. So it's like, okay, this is how he evolved.
And then you can see the progression. And
see the progression.
Yes.
That's a good point. That's a good point. See, like I said, don't even need me. Now, do you remember the final track, Shall We Go?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Man, I thought that was a really cool choice to end the album. It's like a droning... It sounds like maybe an organ chord or something.
Yeah.
Or some sort of synth. And it is just one note for almost the entire song until the very end.
Yep.
And he's just singing this beautiful melody. It sounds like a modern-day hymn. I mean, it is...
I'm telling you, it feels like they were just locked in like one of those chambers with just a few couple instruments and just... Oh, my gosh.
And some of the lyrics, you know, you could tell some of this was probably written during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not the obvious, like, I'm alone.
No.
I have to go pick up my food with wipes. Like, it's not that kind of obvious.
Did you pick up any
lyrics,
kind of lyrical theme? Because to me, it was just... I don't know. It didn't...
Isolation in a way. Yeah, in a way.
The lyrics was matched the sound of the music to me. Like...
And I am still, I can't wait to listen to this album again.
Yeah.
I am still astonished by his vocals. Oh. He has always had a fantastic voice, and that's why I told him that the day I met him in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where we lived. And Andrew, if you end up watching this video, I don't know if you'll remember that moment. You probably won't, but it meant a lot to me. And you were so kind to us. Appreciate all your time and your music. But his voice, I don't know, something jumped to a whole nother level for me on this album with his vocals that were already great.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Well, let's talk about him as a songwriter. I got a couple lyrics I want to highlight for you, if that's cool.
That's good for me. Right. Yeah, go for it.
So the opening song, and it was released before the album came out, called Godless, with God in parentheses. Yeah. He sings, "We are capable of such a mess, but God lives on in godlessness."
Yep. I love it.
Hello. Great stuff.
Yep.
Great stuff. And a song that's a little more towards the end of the album, maybe track... Off the top of my head, I'll say track 9, but I might be wrong. 8 or 9. Drivel to a Dream.
Yep.
Great song. He sings, "We can touch the light. We can uncrowd the room. Simplify the mind. Then take aim at the moon."
Yeah.
Just great. Yeah, you feel like you're just... Like you said, the Fabergé egg thing is amazing. And you just feel like you're a fly on a wall.
Yeah.
And as the fly, you don't even want to move your wings at all.
Yeah, because you're going to interrupt something.
Yeah. You're going to interrupt some magic.
You're not. I can't. If someone told me to recreate this album, I don't know how you would do it.
You can't.
It's just so gentle and so.
It's magic.
It really is. Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know if he's going to ever top it. I mean, this is like that kind of album where it's like you hit exactly the home run you were trying to hit. I mean,
yeah. And I want to say something. The world is unfair. And here's why. This guy, and I say this as a big Ray LaMontagne fan, but this guy should be at the same level as Ray LaMontagne in the United States. Okay?
Oh, I agree.
He should be selling out arenas, and I think someday he will.
Yeah.
And I love Ray LaMontagne's voice so much. It's so unique. It just grabs your heart. So does this guy. And if you're watching this and you're like, I just wanted to check this video out. I like these guys, but I don't know this guy, whatever. I'm telling you, like, there's a reason we review this album. We know that this video is probably not going to get as many views, at least initially, as some of our other videos. And we don't care because we want to highlight this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite tracks? Do you have any?
Anna, Please.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first standout for me. And then, I'm trying to look at any notes. What was the second female name on the album? Because that was the other one.
Adeline. Because that's one of mine. That's
Those two tracks to me were my standouts, and my least favorite was none. They were all great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was no...
Notice he picked the women.
Yeah,
he picked the women's songs. This guy.
That's what I like women. I don't know.
But that's okay. Me too. Married. But, so my favorite tracks were, and again, there wasn't a bad track on the album.
No.
Godless, I just love the way that kind of plods in and sets the stage for the album. Mark of the Man.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
What a great melody.
That was great.
Woo. And Adeline.
Yep.
Oh,
it's this
we
one
both
of those
like
albums. This really flows so nice that I wouldn't
yeah.
want to take anything out of it. I mean,
no, and that's
they're
why
all hits. I mean, not to say hits, but they're all
winners. Yeah,
they all were well done, well played. Well, the musicianship's fantastic. The pedal steel and Anna was it Anna Please or Adeline?
Oh,
the pedal steel came in at one point. I remember thinking, oh, I needed that.
I think it was Anna Please, but don't quote me.
I think it was too, and that made me happy to hear that.
Yeah,
I mean, big fan of that.
Absolutely, me too. Yeah, and again, you know, a lot of times when we do these, we try to talk about, which we touched on earlier, like where does this stack up in its entire discography? For me, it's already 1 or 2.
Yep.
All These Dreams and this one are like fighting it out. And if they're already fighting it out, I've only lived with this album for 3 days.
That's it, yeah.
Mr. Combs, I would tip my hat to you, but I don't want you to see how messy my hair is. That's why I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts on this tremendous album?
Definitely pick it up.
Yeah.
I would pick, if you're not familiar with him, pick up one of the other ones first. Find out what he's like, and then see what he's done on this album, because
I can get behind that.
You'll love the progression there.
Oh, and one more thing I wanted to mention. I forgot.
Oh.
I feel like some of the sounds on this album and the way some of these songs unfold, and it has like these tasteful strings and horns, and like we said, it's classic.
Oh my god!
It sounds like a classic, like old time album in a good way. And I want to say the brand new, pretty new. I'm sorry, Father John Misty album, Chloe in the 21st Century.
I did not listen to that yet.
Okay, you should. It's really good.
Okay.
This album kind of reminds me of that vibe.
Really? Okay.
And I hate to say this, but with a better vocalist.
Oh.
And I like Father John Misty. Don't get me wrong. I like him a lot. But this guy, I'm telling you.
Vocally, he's hard to touch. He's hard to touch. Yeah, he is.
Is it AndrewCombsMusic.com, I believe is
Okay.
is the website. AndrewCombsMusic.com.
Yep.
And another thing quick I wanted to mention about these artists that have a career. They're doing very well, but they may not be like more of a household name. If you want to support them, if you really want to support them, artists don't make a ton of money on the music itself anymore.
No.
If you like this guy, I was on his website today because I wanted to see what he had to make sure. And by the way, he's a fantastic painter, too.
Oh.
So he has paintings for sale on his website.
Oh, that's cool.
And honestly, most of them that I looked on that I thought looked really cool are sold out.
No, well, I'm not shocked there.
You know.
Yeah.
But he's got a cool T-shirt with his name in like a circle. Like, that's the best way to support these guys if you have the money, because they don't make much on the music. Like, buy the T-shirt, buy a painting. Like, if you fall in love with this guy like we have, support him in that way. It's going to help him out more than anything.
Absolutely.
And just spreading the word. You wear that shirt, oh, I've heard of him, or who's that? You know, I mean, that's how it gets rolling, you know.
And tell him Keith and Brad sent you.
Yeah.
So that he can send us a painting for free.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew, free painting.
2 paintings. Again, we don't share.
One for this area.
We're not going to share, and we're definitely not going to rip the painting in half. That's bad karma.
True.
Bad karma.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for sticking with us through this video. Sundays by Andrew Combs. We are very proud to highlight this album. Please, please, please check it out. Please don't forget to like this video, smash the bell for notifications.
Smash it.
Smash it. And subscribe to our channel. We're creeping up to 100 subscribers.
Look at that.
It's been a little less than a month for us.
Not even a month.
We're thrilled, but we want to get to 100. We're getting greedy now.
Yep.
So, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog, have them subscribe to our channel. Put that paw right on there.
Yep.
And we will be back really soon with more content. Some cool stuff that we've got, as I always like to say, percolating.
Yeah.
And we like to try different things. And please, in the comments, let us know, this was great, but I didn't feel this one as much. We don't take it as, you know, we're not like, oh, no, they don't love everything we do. We want to know what you like so we can focus on, you know, what people are going to actually watch. And, of course, what we like to do, too, is a big factor.
Oh, yeah.
But for Brad, I'm Keith. This is the K&B Music Den. We'll see you real soon. And check out the new album by Andrew Combs called Sundays. And we're filming this on a Sunday, by the way.
Nice.
There you go.
Even better.
Take care. We'll see you soon, folks.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.